Alright, in the last scenario, we just saw that they did a good job securing blue base after losing their T setup from red base, but they ended up sending one outside, 3 players going tower, all players died. Chaz is the last tower person and those 3 tower players that went there. Corey was the outside player, he died. Now he's the first one to spawn here. He has another team to spawn behind them. Let's first go to Envor. So you guys know Chaz is gonna die. So what are the options here? They can work together as a pair, both push blue, both push red, or they can do 1 and 1. Maybe one stay middle turbine, one push blue, one stay middle turbine, one push red. I mean, a split, one would go red, one would go blue. I mean, that could work, but that's kind of bad in a way because you're not. A con of that is that you're not really able to help each other that much. Envor comes in here. He does a good job making that guy kill himself. I think that frag explosion made that plasma maybe ricochet back in his face or something like that. But what I didn't like here is that you have to assume that the blue plot is not secured because maybe you have to think maybe that blue base guy gave that guy a split spawn or a team spawn, I should say. So maybe keep your eyesight there. Make sure that no one's there on the plot of the cuts. Now this guy's able to get the first few shots, but kills him. He does get the reset, but that was kind of unfortunate. So maybe getting the reset wasn't the best thing he could have done. Maybe he could have just killed this guy and then wait a little bit and see if anyone's going to try to continue that hill, and maybe we'll have the advantage on him. But he gets taken out. So there's that. Let's go to the other 2 players, Valkyrie, and I believe another guy spawns after him. So Valkyrie, we already saw Envor pushing the blue. Another teammate should be spawning right here, I believe. Oh, he spawned, yeah, red Ben. So they did do a split because Envor went blue and then this guy went red. So they were kind of not on the same page there. But yeah, so this guy spawned red's Ben and he pushes into red. Now they're double arming this together. He decides to push out to red lights because Camo's coming up. So he's going to cover him. Another reason too why Envor should have not really, it's okay for him to not fully commit and go for that reset is to stay alive and be that outside shell person, be that blue Ben guy, to get ready for this OS coming up. So Super CC spawns on Ben. So Turbine kills him. But the red team is going to overpower them. This guy kills 2. But he's able to get the OS. But blue team did get camo. So let's go to it. Shoots. Gets camo. This guy comes in, kills him. Kills another guy, but then he gets naded out. Okay, so camo went all the way back to red. They're going for the pit now. Envor and him, they got OS 34. Kill this guy, so they get the pit. So at this point, they're finally scoring in the game, and they have pit and red. When you guys get the hill, the first thing you guys should be thinking about is what setup are we forming? How are we going to protect these hills that we got? So they can form a T right now. They're kind of in a perfect position where Envor will jump up the turbine, or he can fall back to court and then jump up right here to the sneaky, or go up here, jump up to the gap to the bend area. So there's that. This camo guy can roam around tower with that camo. So now they already have that 3-man V, 75% of the map, turbine, tower, and this guy in red base. And then let that 4-player fill where you guys want him to fill at. But instead, we're just roaming around. This guy spawns red plot. So this guy who spawned red plot, what he can do is, let's go to him real quick, because this is suspect as hell. Side, he killed 2 people, he dies, so Corey spawns. Right here, he's the back man, he sees everybody in front of him if he looks around. So what he can do is tell Hunter to stay tower, like coordinate, be like, Hunter, you got tower. And then he can be like, Envor and Super CC, you guys go outside the turbine, you be the turbine player, I'll be the back player on base. You can do that, or he can tell, yo, Super CC, Chaz, stay in red base, Lily or ISO outside, I'm gonna go to tower with Hunter. You can do that. Or you can go to tower and tell Hunter you can roam around the middle / outside of the map with that camo. Chaz, you hold down the base. So there's multiple options on what could have been done here for the setup. So we take out the OS guy and kill him, but look, now the red team's pushing. How is this guy pushing in the tower? You're probably wondering that. And it's because there was a lack of communication from the back man and the front man. So Talik has this camo. He leaves, look how they switch. They end up arming it. And after that, so this kind of just shows, after Talik gets this camo here, and after they arm the pit, stay on that tower side instead of like roaming in the middle like he's doing here. If we stay tower, this guy's not going to be able to push in on the flank if we had someone patrolling this tower area. But we're just roaming the middle of the map and letting them push. I don't know why tapping buttons had the leverage to push in, because no one's in red base, but he decides to double back on the tower, so that's kind of weird too. So somehow we're ending up on blue side. This guy spawns on red plat, or red alley. So we killed the OS guy. We see tapping buttons double back into tower, but his teammate still spawns here. There. So we have 3 players outside, and then we have this camo guy roaming around the middle. So they can possibly form an inside you or outside you and have them spawn trap in tower, but when you're looking at this, technically they only have 25% outside. No one's controlling red right now. Yes, they have it armed, that stronghold, but no one's controlling that area. So you have Corey coming in. Corey is Valkyrie, I believe, yeah. So Valkyrie is in there arming the blue. It looks like these players are not going to be worrying about red. They're like, let's just defend pit and trade for blue. Let's go to that player. So far, that's the second best thing he did with this camo. First thing was get that pit. So he's creating a shell around. He knows this person who's Valkyrie is arming the hill should know that no one's going to be flanking him from outside, because Super CC has it controlled. And then now this guy's going to tower side. He sees this guy trying to transition, gets the easy clean on him, stays alive, helps clear out pit, and then now Valkyrie does a great job doubling back and killing this guy in the base. Kills him. I don't even know what's going on over there, but let's watch it, because that's just pure disaster. So Envor stays alive here. So you got Super CC gets average, taking that middle route to kill the guy in pit. So now Hunter and him are here. I want to go back to this because there's no point. So Hunter, after you do a good job killing him and run away, and you help clear pit, maybe we can double back and try to secure that tower again to create that T setup. But for some reason, we're pushing into the red base. You guys are scoring right now. There's not really a reason to force the issue, because we should know they're spawning red and tower because you guys have outside and blue controlled. So, and then, yes, you heard that call out on a red nest, but we're not thinking that they're, again, this is the area they're spawning at, red base and tower, and we're just opening up our angles to completely get melted here. He gets killed. Chaz is committing for some reason. Now he gets killed. And now, this is where you guys, again, this blue team, you guys need to work on your setup awareness here. So far, this is one of the biggest issues in the game, is just understanding when to hold setups and not lose too many resources to defend your guys' strongholds. So, at this point, you guys are still scoring. You guys have pit and blue, so let's form a setup around that. Envoy, control outside. Just hold down the outside. Valkyrie, hold down tower. Just hold down the tower. And then when your two teammates spawns, one of them can stay blue base, and then you guys can have that last guy either double up in tower or double up outside. And then the guy in the base, once you see, hold your back button, once you know all players of the red team are alive, you can maybe just jump top mid, help out. Once you guys get some slays, double back into the base, block that, and then maybe the guy solo tower can push into the red base. Boom, now you guys have them spawn trap tower, one red, two outside, one blue. There's all these different strategic intents you guys can have, but we're not having them. But instead of holding our ground, what are we doing? Holding forward. So Lily dies, Corey's able to get behind them because that guy was kind of unaware, and he ends up dying. So it's like, look how much map control they're pushing up and getting now, because we're not, you guys didn't have the opportunity. You guys could have just held down your motherfucking ground. No. Anyways, so now we're spawning blue plat, getting spawn trap. Alright, wait, I gotta move on to the next video. We'll talk about this next scenario.